Vladimir Ilyich Ulyanov was born on April 10, 1870 in Simbirsk, Russia. He was the middle child in a family of 6. His father was the inspector of schools and mother was the daughter of a physician. Vladimir was extremely smart. He was the valedictorian of his class in high school and even spoke Latin and Greek by this time. When it comes to his religion, Lenin ended up becoming an atheist by the age of 16, which many people attribute to his rebellious nature. At the age of 17, Alexander, his oldest brother, was hung on suspicion of conspiring to assassinate Emperor Alexander III. Due to this event, many people turned their backs on the family, labeling them as criminals. One person who didn't was Vladimir's principal, who ended up becoming the leader of the provisional government during the Bolshevik Revolution. Later that year, Lenin enrolled in Kazan University, but was expelled in 3 months due to accusations of an illegal assembly. He was then arrested and banished from Kazan and went to live with his grandfather in Kokushkino. In 1888, he was permitted entrance back into Kazan and in 1889 joined the Marxist political movement. In 1889, the family ended up moving to Samara. In Samara, Vladimir practiced law from 1892 to 1893. He would mainly help peasants and artisans. During this period of time, he developed a hatred for the class system. After seeing the destruction that happened to the lower class, in 1893, Vladimir moved to St. Petersburg to work as a public defender. In 1895, his comrades sent him into Western Europe to talk with Georgy Plekhanov, an influential Marxist thinker. After returning to Russia, Lenin and other Marxists unified and created the Union for the Struggle for the Liberation of the Working Class. This was a union that was for the people, which believed in the rights of the workers, pushing people to take strikes, embark to educate themselves on the rights that they should have. In December 1895, Lenin was imprisoned for 15 months because this was considered to be crimes against the current government. He was then exiled to Shushenskoye, Siberia for 3 years. Around this point, Lenin started writing his biggest issues with the way the Russian government was acting in his disagreements with capitalism. Firstly, he believed that workers worked miserable lives because of capitalism. Secondly, he wrote against Marxists who supported wage and hour issues, leaving the same problems up to future generations. Excuse me. Lastly, he asked himself this question: what is to be done to win over the peasants who are themselves differentiated into different strata and classes, to the side of the working class and the proletariat? These are 3 attributes that would continue to shape his political beliefs into Leninism, which is his interpretation of Marxism. Another belief that he had was the necessity to have a unified party that achieved a dictatorship, making it easy to spread communist ideals. This idea was molded by all of the experiences he went through growing up in imperialist Russia, and deeming capitalism to be the issue for all of the misfortune. Throughout Lenin's life, he had massive contributions to communism. He was one of the leaders during the Bolshevik Revolution, ultimately changing the course of Russian history. Along with this, he revolutionized Leninism, which is a form of communism, expressing the need to get rid of capitalism so communism can flourish, as well as expressing public ownership, centralization of the state, and a command economy. Lenin even created a new body of government, the Council of the People's Commissaries, made up of the Bolsheviks. Lenin did an immense amount within the Soviet government, Russian Revolution, and changed the meaning of communism everywhere. When it comes to society nowadays, I don't believe that Lenin's political party could work with how global the economy is. Capitalism has the ability to grow economies at an exponential rate. When you take away that kind of growth, you get stuck with a stagnant government that can't keep up with the rest of the world. Along with this, it is against human nature. Humans have an innate want to become successful and be greedy. Communism does not account for the human nature of people. Overall, I do not think that communism and Leninism could work within today's structure. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful rest of your day.